the next chapter of Louisville athletics as a conference.
The brand new Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium in Louisville might just be the nicest college soccer specific stadium in the country. And today, the Louisville Cardinals play their first ever ACC men's soccer game as Louisville head coach Ken Lola faces his alma mater and former teammate John Kerr from Duke University. It's Louisville Duke, ACC men's soccer, next on NSCAA TV. We are in Louisville, Kentucky, and dare I say, this place is amazing. The newly minted Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium, home to the Louisville Cardinals, who today, right here on NSCAA TV, bring you ACC men's soccer. It's Duke and it's Louisville. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with Richard Broad. And Richard, are you kidding me with this place?
It's a magnificent facility. Louisville has excellence in football and basketball. They have the same commitment to excellence in soccer. It's epitomized by this facility. I can't think of a better one in all of college soccer.
It's incredible. And Ken Lola now in the ACC, and of course he played at Duke.
He has to be happy to be in the ACC. He's built a juggernaut here at Louisville, but after being in the Big East, he takes on another challenge in the ACC.
Louisville has to get some goals, and they'll look to Ricardo Velasco.
They have done everything thus far in the season except score goals, and they're 1-1-1. Ricardo Velasco, the All-American candidate, plays up top as an isolated striker. He's the man they have to look to put the ball in the back of the net.
Richard, Duke have some great young freshmen. Cameron Mosley with 4 goals, but I love their leader in the back, Zach Chachi Mathers.
I feel the same way about Zach Mathers. He's probably better in the midfield. He's a versatile player, and John Kerr has put him in the back of that defense. He provides organization stability. He and those young freshmen will be tested by Velasco this evening.
Ken Lola, John Kerr, they were great players. Now they're great coaches, and we talked to them moments ago.
Well, we're excited because it's our first ACC game. For us to win the game, we have to do a lot of things that we normally do. Pressure the ball well, move it when we have it, keep it, and then create good chances and just get the opportunities that we need to win a game.
We have to start with a good defensive game. We can't be diving in. We got to make sure that we track runners because they're very fluid in the front four. And we got to make sure offensively that we keep the ball and possess it for long periods of time because they don't give the ball up easily, and we'll be chasing the game if we give possession up too easily.
Rankings are presented by Continental Tire, proud to be the presenting sponsor of NSCAA TV. Louisville and Duke, ACC men's soccer, getting set here, and we'll lay out for the national anthem. Take a look now at Kenny Lola's Louisville starting lineup. They go a 4-2-3-1, and Joachim Ball, the goalkeeper, he's a good one.
He certainly is. He's actually a graduate student. He graduated from Louisville. He's got 1 more year of eligibility. He's a solid man behind a very good defense.
Impressive lineup here, 4-2-3-1. And now the starting lineup for Duke. They'll go in a 4-4-2 with a diamond in the middle. That means Fjortoft will get forward, as well as Palatichuk as center forward playing left back.
One of the things you want to look for, Nick Palatichuk on the left side has played in the midfield, but they brought him back as a 4th man in defense, having opened the season with just 3 in the back. Now they're going with 4.
You see the Duke Blue Devils right there in their white uniforms with the blue and white striped socks, and the Louisville Cardinal in all black. As let me tell you folks, this place named Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium, and we'll talk to Dr. Mark Lynn in the second half. I mean, what a great shot here from our crew, by the way. This place is just, you know, amazing. What are the words we're going to use to describe this place, Richard?
I don't know what words we're going to use, but our fans, our audience is only seeing just part of it. Magnificent locker facilities. They're building a new training facility back here. Ken Lola is so proud of what they've done here. He feels he has the best environment for college soccer anywhere.
We'll take a little bit of a venture inside the facilities here at halftime as we'll talk to Ken Lola. Stay with us here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Louisville, Kentucky, as this is only for men's and women's soccer. That's it, including in there, just men's and women's soccer.
It shows the commitment that the University of Louisville has to soccer. They need it to compete in a conference like the ACC.
Louisville Cardinal going through their starting lineup. There's the player that Richard Broad put the spotlight on, Ricardo Velasco. He'll play up top in that 4-2-3-1. Will Vitalis will sit right behind him, and then of course Ben Strong. Now Louisville, an interesting team because they've got quite a few transfers that make up this team. And
that speaks to Ken Lola's coaching ability. It's not just the sum of the talent. You have to be able to blend it together, and that's one of the things that Ken Lola and Mario Sanchez and their staff do very well here in Louisville.
Shane Campbell, a transfer from Penn State. Louis Berra, a transfer from Ohio State. Ben Strong, a transfer from Virginia Tech. Make up the starting lineup here. And as we mentioned before, Ricardo Velasco, only 5'6", but not your typical center forward, but very dangerous.
Very active, and it's the fluidity of Velasco working with those three players, Brody, Vitalis, and Strong in behind him, that makes Louisville such a tough matchup for opposing defenses.
ACC men's soccer now in Louisville, the first ever ACC game for Ken Lola here at Louisville. The Blue Devils come into this game 2-1-1 after a 3-1 win over Temple. They also beat Loyola Marymount, or tied Loyola Marymount. They beat Stetson 8-2, Ernie Yarborough's team, and then lost out at SMU. Kind of a surprising result, but bounced right back with a nice win over Temple.
This is a key match for both teams. Duke, with a very young team, wants to get off in a good start in the conference, and Ken Lola's team, even though they played very well, have had a lot of trouble scoring goals.
There he is, Mohamed Samdapour, the head official. Nice young man as well. As we get you set here. And we are ready to roll with Duke in all white and Louisville in all black. We thank you for joining us here on NSCAA TV for ACC Men's Soccer. Dean Linke along with Richard Broad. And Louisville, they're not afraid to use ball as an extra defender back there. They'll play it back to him, Richard.
They will. They'll try to keep possession, as Ken Lola talked about. Another thing they need to do is deny Duke's ability to get the ball forward early, because Duke is big, strong, physical, and tall. And they want to deny them the chance to get flighted balls into the box and into the attack early.
That back line for Louisville, left to right, Tim Kubel, Michael DeGraffen right, Daniel Culler, and Shane Campbell. Campbell coming over from Penn State, and smiling Bob Warming as Penn State has put together a great start to the season.
They have to be happy with what they've done in State College. Bob Warming, I don't think, is smiling to lose a player like Campbell. He's already moved to the starting lineup here at Louisville.
A lot of freshmen for Duke. They've started 5 and 6 freshmen several times during the season. No different today, as that is the Norwegian freshman back there, Marcus Fjortoft, whose dad had a ton of caps for the Norway national team.
And he plays a lot of experience, Dean. Very, very steady player. They're freshmen here at Duke, but they have a lot of experience, and they played in big games on many levels already.
Louisville. Jamila Hernandez, who sits next to Louis Berra. That's Louis Berra right there, the transfer from the Ohio State Buckeyes. Took him a little while, adjusted last year after coming over, and now he's in that starting lineup as this will go off. Nick Polatichuk, it's crazy seeing Nick Polatichuk as the left back as he was so dangerous playing up top. I saw him score some big goals against ACC play, including North Carolina a couple years ago, and here he is the left back. Polatichuk.
Dean, you talk about Nick Polatichuk. Actually, Duke opened the season with just 3 in the back. Nick Polatichuk up the field as more of a left midfield player, but they felt they needed that stability in the back. So Polatichuk has moved to the left back position. He is able to get forward from there. He's a very experienced, very smart player.
Louisville played in the middle to Ben Strong. Here comes Strong right down the middle. They'll switch it out wide left to Brody. Brody down near the end line. He'll send it back across, trying to find Velasco. Too strong. It'll be a throw in for Louisville. Here come the Cardinals inside the 18. Dangerous right in front. And in! And the Cardinals have made it 1-0 just like that. Will Vitalis. How about Louisville, Richard?
Just as Dr. Lola ordered, a goal immediately. Very good work by Kubel coming forward. Polatichuk dives in, big mistake, and Will Vitalis coming out of his attacking midfield spot gets an early goal. Within the first 4 minutes, Louisville's on top, and Kenny Lola said that's the way we want to do it.
Wow, gotta love that nifty play by Vitalis with his first goal of the season. Keep in mind, Louisville's played 3 games. They've only scored 1 goal. So a nice start for, as you said, Dr. Kenny Lola's Cardinals.
Well, the key to that, though, was Tim Kubel coming forward, and we talked about Nick Polatichuk, and he's a converted midfielder. He's a little bit too anxious diving in on that play, and Kubel took full advantage of it. Great low-driven ball. Not much of a chance for Ohaus to make the save. Vitalis puts the Cardinals on top.
So let's see how this young Duke team will respond. As the Duke Blue Devils take a look at it one more time. As you said, Strong able to come in there. Tim Kubel, and a great pass to Vitalis.
Great work by Kubel. Again, Ben Strong with his activity set the tone. Louisville gaining possession, and Kubel coming forward out of the back, and Will Vitalis. It's a very well-timed run and a little creativity to put the ball in the back of the net.
So welcome to Lynn Stadium, everybody, watching on NSCAA TV as we introduce you and Louisville to ACC men's soccer in style with the goal from Will Vitalis. It's 1-0 Louisville.
And this is going to be a real test for this young Duke team. They come in, they're looking forward to playing in this great atmosphere, and they get stunned with an early goal. And it's Vitalis is not known for his goal-scoring ability, but he comes up with a big one, putting a lot of pressure on the young Duke.
Vitalis again, Richard back across and hammered. It's 2-0 Louisville. Ben Strong. Electricity.
Ben Strong set the tone with his activity, winning the ball, and now he's rewarded for it. Great ball in by Velasco, and it's Vitalis on the end of that. He doesn't get all of it, plays it back to Strong. Strong finishes, and Duke is wondering what hit them.
Woo! That was impressive. A great finish, great looks right there, pumping the fist. Look at the benches. Even the benches are first class here in Louisville as they settle back in with the Cardinals up 2-0.
Very comfortable seats, but you want to get up off those seats to cheer because Louisville is just on fire.
Played up top. They try to find Cameron Mosley. Mosley with 4 freshmen already. He will be an impact player. And Mosley got tangled up there with Michael DeGraffenreich.
Cameron Mosley is an impact player, and he plays a lot of times wide. He went all the way up. He'll go all the way up top sometimes. He's a guy who can spark a team. I saw them play against Stetson. They were behind Stetson 2-1 at half, and Mosley turned that game around. They're going to need his athletic ability to come from this deficit.
Strong. Played back to Kubel. Now Berra. I talked to John Bloom today about Berra, and he said he figured about his junior year he would be ready, so he'd prefer he'd be wearing the scarlet and gray, and not surprised, though, he's doing well for Louisville. Hernandez. Touch of class right now here from Louisville. Good defense, though, by Marcus Fjortoft from Norway. Here comes Duke. They'll take a shot from distance. Dialing it up there was Brody Heitema, and getting low was Ball with a big save.
And that's exactly what you're looking for with a player like Heitema, the sophomore out of British Columbia. This is a well-taken shot, and what's good about it is he goes from long range before Bell can really expect it. And the toughest time for the goalkeeper, not when they're having a lot of chances, but when it's unexpected. That's the first chance and a difficult one.
Here's Sean Davis, driven in. He'll do better the next time for sure. Davis along with Mathers, the veteran leaders of this Duke team, which right now find themselves a little bit dazed, but don't count out a John Kerr team.
Don't count out a team with the athleticism of Duke. These young players are very explosive up top. And again, they were down at Stetson 2-1 at the half, and they won the game 8-2. They can score goals.
Well said, Richard. Here's Davis. Davis will play it up top to Heitema. Heitema will switch it. Finds the feet of Jack Coleman. Coleman playing that right mid position and giving a lot of room for the right back to come forward as Marcus Fjortoft. And the left back is Nick Palatichuk. Here's Mathers. Mathers trying to spring Heitema, and Louisville, Michael DeGraffenreich has it handled. Foul on Louisville.
The big danger here now for Louisville is they've gotten 2 goals in the first 6 minutes. It really came easy, and you don't want to take the foot off the pedal. You want to keep the pressure on. Ken Lola talked about applying pressure to the opposition, keeping possession. You cannot afford just to sit back and be complacent.
Duke into the 18. Cleared by Louisville, trying to find Velasco. Kavan Black, one of those talented freshmen, number 4 for Duke, who played it back to his goalkeeper, another freshman, Joe Ohaus. And Ohaus, you think about Belshaw, who was so great at Duke for all those years. Ohaus could be that kind of player.
They have a great tradition of goalkeeping at Duke. Again, Belshaw, but also the man you think of as Garth Lagerwey, had a very distinguished career. Now general manager in MLS.
We're only 10 minutes into this one, and it's already 2-0. Vitalis got it started, and then Ben Strong added one off an assist from Vitalis, and that's where we are, 2-0.
Shocking result for Duke. They talked about, they made some adjustments in their lineup, starting Jack Coleman and looking for more defense, and it hasn't worked out well for the Blue Devils thus far.
Comes Louisville looking for more. Played back in the middle to Berra. He'll just sit there, keeps it simple in this 4-2-3-1 for Louisville. Left side, Louisville in again, and this time Ohaus able to handle it. They look to spring Heitzema, push from behind. It'll be a foul on Duke.
First goal came from Tim Kubel coming up from his right back position. You just saw another example of attacking down the other side with Shane Campbell coming forward, combining with Andrew Brody. Some good creativity down the left side as well as the right for Ken Lola's squad.
Boy, those benches are almost too relaxing. I'd be like, Coach, I'm just going to hang here. This is pretty nice.
Well, they're not going to be able to hang here. They look stunned on that Duke bench.
Louisville continue to fight. Here comes Mathers. Mathers, he'll run 60 if he sees an opening. The moment he tries to get it up top to Mosley. And that is played neatly in the back by Daniel Keller, number 20.
And that's something you pointed out, Dean. Zach Mathers is really a converted midfielder, and he will come forward out of the back with a ball.
I find myself really just soaking in this stadium. Richard, we've been around the college soccer game for a long time, and this place moves me. I got to admit it. It's really, really special.
There's some nice facilities, but I haven't seen any finer than this one here at Louisville.
Grafenreet steps in for the moment, and then getting his foot on it there was the Duke Blue Devils, number 19, Jeremy Ibobise. And Ibobise, another one of those fine freshmen. Eggleston looking to find Mosley with Ibobise right behind. Davis, as they'll say, Vitalis with the dive. I like that non-call.
I think he got away with one, Dean. I think Davis' little subtle push got away with a bit of a foul that time.
I say let him play, Richard. Duke tried to play it up top. Ibobise is up there with Mosley. And on the turn, it'll go out of bounds.
Nick Palatichuk coming in. He has a pretty good long throw in. This is an opportunity to set pieces for Duke because they're a big, strong, athletic team. There's a chance where they can take advantage of Louisville.
Mosley, one of those big, strong players you're talking about. Very young team for the Duke Blue Devils. As John Kerr starting to feel like he's putting together the pieces for a team that, hey, maybe not this year, but in a couple years from now, Duke will be back.
I think they will be. They've had a very good recruiting class, and they've got some good, experienced leaders to set the tone for those young players. I think they'll get better as the season goes along.
It's O-House. I want to thank the fine SIDs, Garrett Wall from Louisville, Meredith Reeder from Duke. Great information on both these teams and allowing us to spend quite a bit of time with the coaches a few days before the game even. Louisville, they lead it 2-0. Vitalis is up there. Velasco, and here's the deal. Vitalis was offside, but they didn't play it to him, so they kept the flag down.
And that was a very, very accurate long ball by Tim Kubel out of the back. Mathers was caught up a little bit, and Louisville took advantage and earns a corner.
Corner kick, Louisville up 2-0, looking for more. Coming over to take it is Romelio Hernandez.
Rami Hernandez, very good technically. He's very accurate in his serve. He takes most of the restarts.
Spent the summer with the El Salvador U20s, Hernandez did. Quality right foot, good looping ball. Headed out of there by the Norwegian, one back by Louisville. Berra, oh man, Berra, he was so excited. He saw some real estate in front of him and he slipped.
Louis Berra is excited. He doesn't usually get in that position. His role is back in the defensive midfield. What a good ball into him by Ben Strong. Very interesting player, Ben Strong, the number 11. Transferred from Virginia Tech. His dad, Carl Strong, is one of the best players in the history of James Madison. He was a tremendous player in the 70s under Bob Vanderwalker there at JMU.
Mathers Let that go off his back. Plotacek pressured there by Strong.
Very active. Ben Strong just loves it here at Louisville. He was a starter at Virginia Tech, but he wanted a bit more challenge, and he's getting it here at Louisville and rising to the challenge.
Louisville, calm out of the back. They boot it long out of the pressure. As number 4, Kevon Black, plays it cleanly to Davis. Davis now to Plotacek. Plotacek will bounce it off a Strong, throw in Duke.
Nick Plotacek is a good attacking back for John Kerr. He can come forward, and they need to get him forward into the attack. John Kerr gets frustrated sometimes with Nick Plotacek's decisions, but when he gets forward, he can be a force.
This one booted out of bounds. Throw in for Plotacek. Looking for Eggleston. Falls at the top of the 18, and Louisville spreads it out wide. Great tackle by Duke. They'll win it back. Coleman will play it. And it's the Norwegian making that great tackle on the far side.
Marcus Fjortoft is a very aggressive player. As you said, Dean, his dad played professionally in Norway. He has a very bright future. He and Kevon Black are very good freshmen. They don't play like freshmen. You see a man down, it looks like Shane Campbell is down for Louisville. May have got knocked that time when he went in the challenge with Fjortoft.
Shane Campbell had a busy year a year ago, actually won the McGuire Cup with a team from Pennsylvania that was just assembled with all-stars in Pennsylvania that beat the Chicago Fire. And then, of course, Penn State, all they did was win 2 Big Ten titles in a row. And Campbell played quite a bit.
Important part of Bob Warming's team there.
Corner kick for Duke. Near post side netting. You got to do more than that to get by that young man right there. Ball's pretty good.
Well, occasionally you slip one in the near post, but the odds are against it. And again, that was Plotacek with his left-footed service. He has to do better than that. Give his team a chance. They're big, Duke. Tall and big and good in the air. Put the ball in front and challenge ball and see if you can win some of those headers or even a second ball off the header.
Joe Kim Ball, goalkeeper for Louisville.
Saw there the athleticism of Mosley.
Back across, sorry Richard. Duke had it in the 18 for a moment. It will be say. Pretty good ball, bicycle kick for Heitzema, but he missed it.
And that's an explosiveness of those freshmen forwards coming in. Ebabisi coming down the left side. Mosley caused some damage. Heitzema, the sophomore, getting involved, and one of the best attacks Duke's mustered thus far.
Barra will get it out wide. Kubel. Black will knock it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Louisville.
Consistent play by Kevon Black, and again, Ben Strong, very active in Louisville attack.
Louisville inside, could make it 3-0. A save from Ohaus. Vitalis, Velasco, Strong, walking it into the 18. Vitalis again. Velasco, flag stays down. He's in the 18, back out. Velasco's on it now as it was Strong who found him. As Strong, Vitalis, and Velasco, extremely effective. Back in now. Back across, headed. Oh, it didn't go in. Off the crossbar and down. Great service from Brody, and Ben Strong unlucky.
Ben Strong so close to getting the second one, and Tremendous work by Andrew Brody to create that opportunity for Strong.
Mathers, midfield. 10 yards past. We will show you that last opportunity, but right now Duke has other plans. Boy, if Duke would bounce back with a goal after that shot. Let's take a look at that last opportunity, though, for Louisville.
If they convert this one, it could be all over, and everything happens just right, and Ben Strong just hits the bottom of the bar. Has almost had to carry it in. Just tremendous work by Brody, but Ben Strong is just tearing the Duke defense apart.
Richard, you said it best. The service from Brody was incredible.
Well, he can beat people, and he certainly did that time. And
Heitema with a shot, but can't get by ball.
Brody Heitema has been about the only real threat that Duke has had in the attack thus far. Louisville with that varied attack, everybody getting involved, including the outside backs, especially Timmy Kubel.
Duke is fouled.
He said that the referee's a very nice guy, Dean, but I don't think that Ken Lola Louisville thinks so nicely of him now. I'm questioning that. Ebobisi using his strength to hold off Rami Hernandez in the midfield. The Louisville defensive midfielders, Berra and Hernandez, don't get a lot of the glory, but they're very solid in front of that defense.
Chachi Mathers with the service, and that one was sent right back where it came from. But we mentioned Ken Lola and John Kerr were teammates for Duke. They actually played together for 1 year. You see the Duke blue pointing out John Kerr, who would go on to win Player of the Year. And from what I understand, Ken Lola was pretty good. Let's see what John Kerr has to say about Ken Lola as a player.
Great little player, very good leader. He's the Xavi or Iniesta type of yesteryear. He gets around the field, dishes the ball, always available, and a tough little tackler as well.
There is John Kerr with very nice words about the former coach, who, by the way, they both still look like they could score a handful of goals.
Ken Lola just ran all over the park as a player. John Kerr, different type of player, more of a goal scorer playing up front, but they were part of a very, very strong era in Duke soccer under John Rennie. He had some great teams back in the 80s.
Louisville will spring it out wide. We'll also let you know what Ken Lola thought of John Kerr as a player when we can. Berra will pop one. Deflected. Another save. Ohaus is busy here.
Just they're drilling that goal right now. Louisville just been waiting for 3 games to explode on attack, and they are doing so. Once again, Brody almost finishing that chance.
Mathers to Palatichuk. Palatichuk, remember, he's a center forward playing left back, so he can tuck inside. Duke has gone to their bench as they brought in So-In Kim, number 23, part of the Sporting KC program. Heitema will take a shot. This will give us a good opportunity now. We saw what John Kerr thought of Kenny Lola. How about what Kenny Lola thought of John Kerr as a player?
John was a winner. You know, he competed hard in everything he did, and whether it was training or the games, and he had a way of making the players around him better. And that's what I remember best about John, even at a young age, that he was willing to have that ability to increase to those that played with him.
There is Ken Lola. I tell you, sharp-dressed man right there.
Well, you know, it's nice to hear these nice words they have about their former teammates and what they thought of each other, and obviously it's good. I wonder what they think about each other now. But as a matter of fact, I wonder what John Kerr thinks about Ken Lola's team and how they're decimating his Blue Devils.
Louisville. Boy, Andrew Brody, number 7. I like his vision.
I like his ability to beat people. He can really take defenders on.
Here comes Louisville again. You can visit the official NSCA college scoreboard at topdoorsoccer.com for all of your college score needs. Along with the most up-to-date scores, topdoorsoccer.com provides box scores, match, team, and player stats, video highlights, and game recaps of all the action around the country. And the scoreline right now, Louisville 2, Duke 0.
Duke has made a couple substitutions. They're interesting changes they brought on in the midfield. So-Il Kim, and they brought on at right back Brian Kelly. He started the season out as a forward. He's now gone at right back. Marcus Fjortoff is off. Nat Eggleston is off. This gives Duke a little more offensive firepower and a lot more speed to match up with Louisville, who has really been going after Duke.
You mentioned the speed, as they try to find the freshman Mosley, already with 4 goals on the season. That big man.
That big man can be a game changer. He's young, but he's athletic, and he has great instincts in front of the goal. Duke has just not found him. And one of the things Duke has not done is find Sean Davis, the All-American candidate in the midfield. He's had very little of the ball, and they need to start to find him. He's a very good technician. He's the guy that sets up those Duke forwards, and he's not had much of a chance to do so thus far.
Louisville. Mathers in a foot race there with Strong.
Even though Ben Strong is listed as a wide player in the lineup, he comes inside, and this creates all sorts of problems. Louisville's attack is very fluid with those 4 front players: Strong, Vitalis, Brody, and Velasco. We haven't mentioned Velasco all that much. He's the most dangerous forward of all, but all 4 of them work very well together.
Vitalis scored the first goal, looking for Brody. Smoked that cross over there. It wasn't on target, but I like the cross. He peppered it.
Well-drilled cross. Andrew Brody's not going to win balls in the air. He's not a good target at the far post. But boy, you put balls on his feet, an isolated defender, 1v1, he can really hurt an opposition defense.
Grafenreich. Spread it over to Kubel. Kubel switches it to Brody. Brody, boy, I'll tell you what, he's got an extra gear. Corner kick, no, they'll say off of Brody. Goal kick, Duke.
That man does have the extra gear, and the substitution that John Kerr made, bringing in Brian White, number 24, might be a better matchup. Marcus Fjortoff, very fine freshman, not quite able to keep up with Brody's pace. We're hoping that Brian White can do that job and make it easier on Ohaus.
Kubel tucked back in around Kim. Kubel, he'll switch it to Brody. Coming over, though, the right back, as you talked about, that change with Kelly coming in. Good shot at the crowd here. Pretty comfortable for everybody. Black played up top to Mosley. Heavy touch, and Barrow will clean it up. Campbell making a run down the left side. It'll go off of Campbell, throwing back to Duke.
Outside backs for Louisville having a field day coming forward on the flanks.
Barra, transfer from Ohio State, plays it to the transfer from Penn State, Campbell. Wow, they play it back to Ball. He's got to do something with it. Shot here from Duke. The fall to Mosley, another shot as getting in the way. That back line, Louisville doing the work back there. Keller. And it'll finally roll out of bounds.
The danger here for Louisville is becoming complacent. We still have 15 minutes to go in the half. If Duke can somehow scratch out a goal, get one before halftime, it's a brand new game. Louisville probably should be up by 3 or maybe even more. They're only up by 2. Duke's still in this game.
Ball flirting with danger back there. Kubel to Hernandez. Hernandez to Velasco. Brody knew it was offside. Velasco goes down. Foul on Kelly. It'll be a free kick opportunity for Louisville. (24) Brian White with the foul. As I said, Brian White with the foul. It'll be a free kick opportunity for Louisville. Number 24, Brian White. He's a freshman from New Jersey. And here's White right now. White. 13 minutes left here in the first half.
Brian White, one of the leading recruits in the country, had a brilliant career in New Jersey, scored a lot of goals, and they've struggled a little bit to find his best position. He's played up front, he's played out wide. Now John Kerr and Mike Brady are putting him at right back, hoping that he can slow down this devastating attack of Louisville down the left side.
Kerr, who has been with Michael Brady for some time. Kerr was a player of the year. Brady was as well at American. Mike Miller and Noah McConnon also make up the coaching staff for Duke.
Both John Kerr and Mike Brady in the Hall of Fame at their respective schools. Duke for John Kerr, American for Mike Brady.
Joakim Ball. Barra. Brody. Another good cross, but coming back was Davis. Kim had it for only a second. He'll lose it. Kim will stay with it. And Kim will foul.
Talked about Sean Davis a little while ago. He's not had much of the ball. He's a good technician. But that play that he just made, getting back on defense, is a very important play, because if he doesn't make that run, Louisville has an excellent chance to convert. And if it's 3-0, it may be too far for the Blue Devils to get back in this.
Well, and Louisville looking to make it 3-0 now, down near the end line. Brody in a foot race with Coleman. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be another corner kick for Louisville.
Von Black and Nick Palatichuk are going to have nightmares tonight about Tim Kubel coming forward from that right back position.
Louisville going back to its bench. Coming into the game, number 17, Sawyer Edwards. Coming out of the game, the first goal scorer, Will Vitalis.
He's got a big smile on his face, and he's replaced by another big, strong athlete Sawyer Edwards out of Colorado.
Kubel will take a shot. Not on target.
Dean, I'm starting to think there's more than one Kubel out there. He takes a shot from the left side. How about this guy playing right back? Tim Kubel has been the most active player on the field out of his right back position.
That'll go out of bounds, throw in Duke.
Saw that situation there, how dangerous Jeremy Ebabisi can be. He started to beat some defenders, and just like Duke has had a tendency to dive in defensively, some of Louisville's players start to do that on Mosley and on Ebabisi, and if you do that, you can get in a lot of trouble. Joachim Bell's got to he'll speak to his defenders about that, I'm sure, at halftime.
Louisville. Brody. And the substitute off the bench, almost able to score there, is coming on for Louisville. Number 17, Sawyer Edwards. And number 7, Andrew Brody, gave him pretty good service as well.
Andrew Brody doesn't need a lot of space to get the ball in, and it's Nick Palatichuk who had to make the recovery run that time, and it's a good thing he did, because Summer Edwards finishes that if Palatichuk doesn't get back.
Foul on Louisville.
Substitution for Louisville, Santiago Velez has come on, another Ohio State transfer, replacing Ben Strong, who certainly caused a lot of problems for Duke in those 35 minutes he's been in the first half.
Free kick opportunity for Mathers with his right foot into the 18. Palatichuk crashing. A lot of urgency now for John Kerr's Duke Blue Devils. Heitema keeps it low, deflected and handled by Ball.
One thing I like about Brody Heitema, he's not reluctant to shoot. He will take chances, even though from long range, you saw that time there was a deflection off Keller, and Ball had to struggle a little bit with that. They need to take shots from long range. As long as it's 2-0, they're very much in this game.
Berra. Talked a lot about the attacking players. I've been impressed with the play of Berra so far, Richard.
Very, very steady. Does that work alongside Hernandez and doesn't get a lot of the limelight, but Louis Berra has been very consistent since he moved into the starting lineup here at Louisville.
Number 25. Cody Brady replaces number 9. Brody Heitema.
More subs here, Richard.
Chance to get some fresh legs in for both teams, and the second half, Duke has to get out of this one with no worse than a 2-goal deficit. If somehow they can steal a goal and go down 2-1, it's a wide open game in the second half.
Throw in for Palatichuk. Under 7 minutes left. Palatichuk looking for Mosley. Foul on Mosley.
All of these throw-ins by Palatichuk going to the near post. He's pretty strong. Maybe he wants to vary it and play it mid-goal and give another player a chance running on as Louisville anticipates the throw coming to the near post. Substitution freshman Cody Brinkman is on for Duke, giving them some fresh legs in the midfield.
Palatichuk tried to win it. Edwards off the bench for Kenny Lola. Will switch it to Campbell. Campbell, left back. Back to Edwards, marked by Mathers. Edwards, can he get to it? Heads to the corner flag. He'll go off of Mathers, throw in Louisville. Ken Lola going back to his bench again. You already mentioned Velez in. Ivan Gutierrez, the sophomore from Florida. Come on for number 7, Andrew Brody.
Watching one of the most dangerous one-on-one players in college soccer coming off the bench. And what Ken Lola is doing here is giving Brody and Strong and Vitalis a rest so they get a little bit of extra energy ready to go back in that second half.
This is dangerous, could be 3-0, and it is! It falls to Velez, and it's all Louisville! Dare I say a gift?
And it was just gift wrap for Velez. That terrible, terrible mistake, inexperienced by a freshman. Ball is flighted in, it's not a difficult chance. White tries to clear the ball, and just no way you can allow that to happen. We're looking at it again. It's too easy as that ball is slotted in by Velez. Brian White needs to clear that ball out. Probably could have cleared it with his head. Instead, he plays it across in front of his own goal. Joe Ohaus has no chance, and it is, as you say, Dean, a gift for Santiago Velez. 3-0 now, and Duke is really in dire straits.
Thought maybe Ohaus could have done a little better as well. It was just a couple of feet to his right. You need your goalkeeper to come up with a big save, but he's been facing quite a few shots, Richard.
You needed Tim Howard against Belgium to save that. It's been an onslaught, and it's not Joe Ohaus's fault. Your defenders just give balls away like that. Duke's taking a chance using Brian White in the back. He's a good player, good athlete, but that's a freshman mistake that you can ill afford.
Three 3-0 Louisville.
Dean, I'm going to say this, you're being overly critical of Joe Ohaus. He should be suing for lack of support. I'm not sure Manuel Neuer could have saved any of these ones that Louisville's had. They have just been all over Duke's defense, which has been porous to say the least.
For the record, I definitely don't think I was being overly critical, but I do think he could have had that shot. But we'll have to look at it again. Mathers. Coleman spun around. Louisville just seems to have all the answers right now.
Dean, the questions have been made very easy for them because Duke has just made a lot of mistakes due to inexperience and just given far too many chances. Louisville could have more than 3.
And with the score 3-0, John Kerr's going to go deeper to his bench, trying to find some answers. Louis Rendon looking to check in along with Jake Butwin. Rendon came in highly acclaimed, has really struggled to make an impact. We'll see what he can do. Platichuk. Ivo Bise all the way back to Black. Under 3 minutes left here in the first half. Take a look at that third goal here one more time when we can. Mathers, hang on though. Mathers over to Black. Platichuk. Stay again to Louisville. Let's take a look at that third goal once again. We talked about White, just mishit it.
And I'm going to stick with what I said. That ball was hit very close to Joe Ohouse, but that ball in tight to the goalie is a lot of times harder than the ones they have to extend for. And the problem really on that, Dean, is just you can't have your outside backs playing the ball across in front of your own goal. Again, White miskicked it, but he has to learn, and if he can benefit from this, it's a learning experience for the young players, but a painful experience at this point.
Great look from our crew. Josh Littlejohn pushing the buttons along with Brett Lancaster. Pete Loomis showed it to us again on the cams. Al Hughes, Sam Baldwin, Paul Weller, Kobe Holmes, and your engineer Ryan Webb showing you the sights and sounds here from this beautiful Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium. Louisville, Kentucky. Men's and women's soccer, they got their own stadium, and it is just ridiculous. Love it.
Beautiful place for the University of Louisville. When you're scoring goals, it becomes a lot nicer looking for them, and it's a house of horrors right now for Duke.
1 minute.
1 minute. Kim, as Palatichuk fouled first. Mathers with that right foot just cannot get it over the Louisville black jerseys. Joachim Ball will count it down. 20 seconds left here in the first half, and it's been all Louisville.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And after 45 minutes of play, a perfect night for soccer and perhaps the perfect stadium, and dare I say, a perfect performance from Louisville.
Near perfect, and Velez getting the third goal. He just walked onto the field, and next thing you know, the ball's in front of the goal, and he's there to put it away. 3-0 Louisville. Duke is getting a spanking tonight.
Yeah, Louisville very effective, feeding off the energy here at this beautiful stadium as Louisville head into the wonderful facilities here in the end zone. As Kenny Lola making his way over to talk to us. And Ken Lola, beautiful stadium, the beautiful game, and pretty beautiful performance by the Cardinals.
Yeah, I thought our pressure was very good. I thought we created a lot of good chances, and the difference between this and the last two games is we're finishing our chances.
Ken, well, I hope you're saving some of these goals. You get one in the first 3 games, and you explode for 3 against an arch rival. Have you done anything different? Have you approached this game any differently? What's the key?
Well, I think our guys are just determined to finish and score goals. Again, in the last 2 games, I thought we had a lot of good chances, created a lot of opportunities, and we just weren't sharp in the final third. And the focus going into it was just taking care of the chances we got. And I thought they've done that well so far, and we need to continue to keep the pressure on and keep creating chances.
Kenny, the players are feeding off this crowd. Can you feel that?
Yeah, the energy's been great. It's been the first 3 games we've played here. The fans had everything to do with our energy and keeping us going, and it's been awesome. The stadium has attracted them, and now we just got to keep the momentum going.
Ken, thanks so much for everything. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Ken Lola, the fine head coach of the Louisville Cardinals, very happy, up 3-0. Time now to take a look at the NSCAA Disney Soccer Player of the Week here. I want to thank Disney Soccer and all the good folks down in Orlando. You can check out more by going down to Disney. Of course, on the women's side, Allie Spencer, big-time forward from the College of Holy Cross, getting it done. Now let's take a look at the Continental Tire NSCAA Top 10 here. As Continental Tire proud to be the presenting sponsor of the NSCAA. There's the top 10. UCLA, Creighton, North Carolina will be featured on Tuesday right here as part of the NSCAA TV Game of the Week.
They've got a good club there going up against William and Mary, which is always a tough competitor for these ACC teams.
Fantastic stadium and a big-time performance here in Louisville. As you check out the Louisville skyline, it's Louisville 3, Duke 0, and you're watching it right here on NSCAA TV.
I grew up in the Derby City, home to a proud and storied university, filled with rich athletic tradition and packed with fans who are as loyal and passionate as any in college sports. This region and these people live and breathe the Cardinals. The L is a sign that connects all of us to one strong and united Card Nation. Now the next chapter of Louisville athletics is upon us as we join the prestigious ACC and prepare to face some of history's most accomplished and elite collegiate programs. The competition will be fierce. The battles on the courts, the gridiron, and the fields are destined to reach epic and championship proportions. This is the future. This is the ACC. This is the Louisville Cardinals. Let's do this.
You watch the match live. You road trip to the away games. You rise and fall with every run. Above all, you live your love of the game. Whatever you do, get there with Continental Tires and improve your grip with extreme contact traction.
Continental Tire, for what you do.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Louisville on top of Duke by a score of 3-0 here on NSCAA TV. As we remind you that the broadcast of this match is authorized by the National Soccer Coaches Association of America. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the express written permission of the NSCAA is strictly prohibited. Of course, you can visit nscaa.com to learn more about the Learn, Participate, Belong, and everybody belongs here at Louisville tonight, enjoying this wonderful stadium. And part of the reason they did it is because they've got a visionary head coach in Ken Lola, and we talked to him about this wonderful facility. Ken, first off, the Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium is unreal.
It is. It's awesome. We're so grateful for their investment in not only our program, but really in college soccer. You know, I know we're so blessed to have these facilities, but I think in the end, really, college soccer and soccer in general is going to be the big benefactor of this, because I think we'll push the envelope, it will raise the bar, and force a lot of other programs around the country to have stadiums like this.
And it's not just the field and the stadium, your facilities here, locker rooms. We're going to show a little bit. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the training facility that goes along with it houses our offices to begin with, but it has a boot room, it has our locker room, a player's lounge, recruiting lounge. It has a classroom. It has an exercise room, which is very cool. It has a soccer tennis court in there, and a training room as well. And all of that, you know, creates a very professional environment for our kids and all the resources they need to be successful on and off the field.
Obviously, it sets the table to start ACC play. You played in the ACC at Duke. What's it mean to be in the ACC?
It's exciting. It's exciting for our program, but it's also exciting for the athletic department and the school as well. With that, like I said earlier, it's going to raise the bar for us academically in this school and then athletically, because clearly with the soccer, it's the best conference in the country. So for us, we have to compete against the best, and when you're aspiring to win a national championship, that's what you want to do, is compete against the best on a regular basis.
Finally, you're multi-talented. You're a great player. Now you're a great coach. You're also a great author. Tell us the name of your book and where people can find it.
The book is called Finding Your Gifts, and it's an effort that my wife and I put together, and you go to findingyourgifts.com and pick it up, and it's really just about, for young kids, is finding what their gifts are and what makes them unique and special and significant.
Pretty neat. This place is beautiful. Thanks for all you do for college soccer.
Thank you.
Talk about finding your gifts. How about finding some goals here at this beautiful facility? A perfect 45 for Louisville. They're on top of Duke 3-0, and you're watching it right here on NSCAA TV.
Now is your chance to be part of the most popular soccer camp in North America. Challenger Sports offers a wide range of programs with over 3,000 British soccer, Tetra Brazil, and Soccer Plus camps for players of all ages and abilities. Join me and Challenger's talented and committed coaches as we help develop new skills, build confidence, and find the magic in your game.
Summer camps are filling up. Register early at challengersports.com and get your free game jersey today.
The right glasses change the way you see the world, but they also change the way the world sees you. With the most frames, the best people, and the right prices, it's time they see a better you. At VisionWorks, buy a complete pair of glasses and get a second pair free for you, or you can share them with a friend or family member. Find more than a pair of glasses. Find a better you.
I grew up in the Derby City, home to a proud and storied university, filled with rich athletic tradition and packed with fans who are as loyal and passionate as any in college sports. This region and these people live and breathe the Cardinals. The L is a sign that connects all of us to one strong and united Card Nation. Now the next chapter of Louisville athletics is upon us as we join the prestigious ACC and prepare to face some of history's most accomplished and elite collegiate programs. The competition will be fierce. The battles on the courts, the gridiron, and the fields are destined to reach epic and championship proportions. This is the future. This is the ACC. This is the Louisville Cardinals. Let's do this. I grew up in the Derby City, home to a proud and storied university, filled with rich athletic tradition and packed with fans who are as loyal and passionate as any in college sports. This region and these people live and breathe the Cardinals. The L is a sign that connects all of us to one strong and united Card Nation. Now the next chapter of Louisville athletics is upon us as we join the prestigious ACC and prepare to face some of history's most accomplished and elite collegiate programs. The competition will be fierce. The battles on the courts, the gridiron, and the fields are destined to reach epic and championship proportions. This is the future. This is the ACC. This is the Louisville Cardinals. Let's do this.
Welcome back to Louisville, Kentucky, the Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium, home to the impressive Louisville Cardinals, who kick off ACC play with a 3-0 lead at halftime. Dean Linke along with former head coach Richard Broad. And Richard, as we roll to the highlights, Louisville got it started in front of some home cooking.
Ken Lola has been concerned about getting goals. He's done everything but score goals, and Will Vitalis changes that real early with an assist from Tim Kubel. And this is a great effort on the far post with Ben Strong, who's been very active coming in and finishing. Not much for Duke, but except that shot by Heidema. Look at this work by Brody coming down the flanks. Chances off throw-ins, maybe a little bit of an opportunity for Duke, but easy chase for the most part for Bell. Once again, Andrew Brody just beating everybody. Ben Strong comes oh so close to getting his second goal. And again, Heidema providing as much as he can offense for Duke, but it's not really much. And terrible mistake by Brian White at the end. Finished by Velez. Ohaus can't save it, and Louisville is well on top, 3-0 at half.
Yeah, impressive there from Louisville. Let's find out what Duke head coach John Kerr and his adjustments. Impressive performance from Louisville in front of their home fans here, Coach.
Yeah, they're sharp tonight, aren't they? And they're very active and good on counterattack, and they get up the field quickly, and they're really dangerous in possession as well. So we got to get ourselves back into the game, one goal at a time. We got to get some more activity up front. We did get 6 shots in the first half and some decent looks, so we just have to keep believing in ourselves and tighten it up in the back.
John, this is what you talked about before the game. You changed your lineup. You wanted better defense. You have to be disappointed in that. Are there any personnel adjustments you're going to make in the second half?
Yeah, we have. We're taking Nick Polatichuk off and put another midfielder in the midfield so we can, get control of the game in the middle of the park. And just adjusting Marcus Fjortoff into the middle of the park, in the middle of the back. So we'll see how that works for us.
John, good luck the rest of the way, the rest of the season.
Thank you.
John Kerr, the fine head coach of the Duke Blue Devils, as we get ready to start the second half.
I like that decision to put Fjortoff in the midfield. He's an athletic, aggressive guy, and they missed his experience at right back with that mistake by White. But Fjortoff's a tough, competitive guy, and maybe this will change some things around, getting his physicality in the midfield.
All right, neither team looks to be in a hurry here to start the second half, as they're showing the highlights on the big screen here. Look at that right there. I'll tell you what, that's right at midfield, and that's Kenny Lola on the big screen here at Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium. Those are the highlights you just broke down, and we see him again.
Well, he likes to be on the big screen when things are going this way. Everything went Louisville's way in the first half.
John Kerr. Well, I'll tell you what, here's a guy, I mean, you got to love this guy. He bleeds the Duke blue for sure. Remember, he won a national championship at Duke in '86. It was actually Duke's first ever national championship in any sport. So excuse me, Coach K, as John Kerr with John Rennie winning it. But even down 3-0, so gracious talking to us.
He was a great player here in the Hall of Fame, and he's soccer through and through. His dad was a tremendous pioneer of the game. Sadly, John Kerr Sr. passed away a couple of years ago. A great loss to his family and to the sport of soccer. He married an outstanding Virginia soccer player, Tracy D'Amelio, and Tracy and John raising 3 kids, and they all play soccer, I believe. So quite a soccer family, and he's a credit to Duke University, as he was to Harvard, where he did an outstanding job elevating them to the top of the Ivy League.
3-0 Louisville, as the Duke Blue Devils making some changes. Fjortoft coming into the middle. White will stay out there, and of course it was White who mishit that ball that fell for the 3rd Louisville goal.
I like what John Kerr has done with Brian White. He knew that he made the mistake, and give the young man a chance to work through that. This is a young team. They're going to get better. John Kerr has confidence in them. They will continue to improve as the season goes along. Looks like they've moved Fjortoff into the back and are going with 3 in the back, I believe, now, instead of the 4. White will push forward, and this is the way they played in the preseason. They abandoned it in the second game of their tournament. They may go with just 3 in the back with 5 in the midfield and pushing 2 up top.
It's great to spend some time at halftime with Kenny Lola, ending it talking about the book that he wrote, the children's book, Finding Your Gifts, with his wife, Gina. Of course, his 3 kids, Tyler, Christiana, and Elijah, love the book as well and what it's meant. Great family, great family.
I've known Ken Lola for a long time. He was a classy guy when he played at Duke, and he's been a success everywhere he's been as a coach. Belmont Abbey for 3 years, had a tremendous winning record there, went to Akron and continued that tradition of success, and he's continued to build an outstanding program at Louisville.
We started here by Louisville, 3-0. Coming up here in the second half, we'll spend some time with Dr. Mark Lynn and his wife Cindy Lynn.
It's a great interception by Zach Mathers, but he looks like he's hurting. He looks like he may have pulled his groin or injured his hip again, which is a recurrent injury. Very important that Duke come out and start to play with confidence. They don't want to just yield to Louisville, and they can get this man, Sean Davis, involved with the ball. He's a very good technician. He's not had enough of the game thus far.
Great turn by Ibobise. Shot from distance.
I like the shots from distance by Brody Heidemann in the first half because they weren't getting anything else. But they don't want to rely on that. They've got to get to the back of the defense. Louisville's defenders in the center, very, very solid. Michael Greffenwright and Daniel Keller has quietly become one of the best center backs in the country.
That is a train that isn't the Louisville Cardinals running up and down the field right now. As you can hear the train in the background, Richard.
Well, they were running up and down the field quite a bit, and like a locomotive, Dean, as you say, in the first half.
The train is, there it comes. Great shot. Josh Littlejohn and the crew. Campbell comes forward. It feels like the train's right on top of us as it buzzes right through over in the corner. Good shot at that. Blasco let him play on. Thought maybe they were going to call the foul there on Fjortoff. Louisville with the shot. Oh my.
Got outside backs like Tim Kubel and Shane Campbell coming forward, creating all sorts of difficulties for the young Blue Devil defense. Tim Kubel has just been a revelation right back since coming over from Germany here to Kenny Lola's program.
Corner kick, Louisville. As the fans packing Lynn Stadium. Once again, it's Hernandez. High looping ball. Coming forward there was Keller.
Daniel Keller gets a lot of things done in a very unspectacular way, but there's a great history of top-of-the-line central defenders here at Louisville, starting with Austin Berry, was the Rookie of the Year in MLS. Next year, Andrew Farrell, Rookie of the Year in MLS, and last year they had a fine defender in the center, Jimmy Ockford.
Coleman comes forward. Keller, a player that Kenny Lola thinks can play at the next level.
He does, and just very, very steady.
Flag stays down. Old House will ping it out of bounds. See the fans over there on the brim. Regular seating, no brim or berm, better said, is a little over 5,000. Of course, that Maryland game won by Louisville to Chris in this stadium, 1-0. There was 7,000 here. It was unbelievable.
Well, they're going to come out for Maryland, which is such a great program and such a great tradition under Sasha Surovsky.
Brody was trying to feed it to Velasco, and here's Keller feeling some pressure from Mosley, the super athletic freshman with 4 goals already.
Like also this move to keep Mosley up high, because with his speed and athletic ability, one mistake by the Louisville defense and he can capitalize.
Fjortoft goes out of bounds. Staying with Duke.
A little bit of trash talk, I'm guessing, there between Fjortoft and Velasco, who's really had a very quiet night, just doing some simple things and letting some of the other people get all the headlines.
Vitalis over to Brody. Quality pass. Top of the 18. Kept alive. Trying to run it down there for Louisville was Velasco.
As soon as we say he hasn't been active, he starts to get involved. Ricardo Velasco, very creative player, and he's not only a good player himself, but he combines very well with his teammates.
Of course, after that 1-0 win over Maryland, the #2 team in the country, Louisville climbed to #2 before dropping back to the middle of the top 10. Here's Velasco. Kubel. Out of bounds. Off of Duke, throw in Louisville.
One of the things you notice about Louisville is there's not a lot of wasted motion. They have players who can take people on. They don't over dribble. They don't try to do too much. Simple plays called for, they do it. They save their moments, and it's a sign of a well-coached team, a tactically effective team. This is one of the reasons for their success.
Fjortoft over to White, number 24. White will lose it. And Duke in trouble here. Louisville can make you pay, and they do! Ben Strong! Stronger than ever, 4-0 Louisville!
When it rains, it pours, and it's been raining down goals for Louisville against the Cardinal. A mistake again by Brian White, overusing the ball. Velasco steals it from him, makes him pay. And look at the poise by Strong to slip it by Ohouse. Second goal of the night for Ben Strong, who is putting on quite a performance.
Great finish, but Velasco taking it, went, White lost it, pretty good service.
One of the reasons goals are scored attacking third repossessions, and Brian White, he'll learn, he's got ability, he just can't keep giving that ball away, and he's given the ball away twice, and Louisville has made him pay both times.
Heitema. Let's see what kind of fight Duke has now, as it could be a long 45. Heitema. Mosley back to Heitema. Ibobise. Kubel track back. Now Eggleston will drop it. Black. See if Black can cross it. He does, but finds nobody. And Velasco's fouled, but he'll keep possession, so they'll keep it with Louisville. Strong, tough touch. Coleman did well to play it back. Davis finding Eggleston. And Velasco, the little man, just picking the pocket of Eggleston. Now here comes Brody making a run. Brody with White tracking back.
Good job recovering that time by Brian White. And once again, it's unlikely Duke could come behind in this one, but it's important that for John Kerr that these young players learn from this, learn from the mistakes.
To Grafenright, to Kubel. Kubel played to Vitalis, back to Kubel. It'll be a corner kick. And Richard, let me tell you something. Louisville is putting on a clinic, and speaking of clinics, the 2015 NSCA convention is in Philadelphia, January 14 through 18, and that's the place to be.
Well, that is the place to be, and there's going to be a lot of good clinics there, but Ken Lola probably should be running one of those clinics with what they've done tonight. It has been unbelievable. And keep mentioning Tim Kubel. I'm not sure if he's a right back or right wing. He's been up in the Duke defense and attacking the Duke goal so much.
Corner kick, Louisville. They'll go to short corner. Kubel will take a crack at it.
Tim Kubel has not done many things wrong tonight. That was one of the few things that he hasn't really done excellently. A little ambitious with a cross, but he's been outstanding coming forward from his back position and defending well also.
Brody will win it. Louisville, Kubel. Over to Keller. Campbell, 4-0 Louisville. Richard, I'm sure you've never been behind in your illustrious coaching career, but if you were behind like this, how do you get through those last 30?
Suppose I might have been behind. It's hard for me to envision. Well, I'll tell you right now, with this like this, if you're on that Duke sideline, these minutes can't tick off fast enough. But you want it to be a learning experience. There's a lot of talent on this Duke team, and there's a lot of rich tradition in Duke, and no one's more aware of it than John Kerr. And he just wants his players to learn. If they can get better by the end of the season, this will be a good thing. They need some upper-class leadership from guys like Eggleston and Davis and Mathers, and believe in what you're doing. John Kerr is a good coach. He understands that Duke tradition. He's very successful at Harvard, and if they don't lose faith, they're going to be a very good team by the end of the season.
Velasco with 5 step-overs at midfield. You don't see that every day, and better be careful up 4-0. If John Kerr was out on the field, they would know it. Here's Velasco. Flag is up.
John Kerr is not out in the field, Dean, except on the sideline. One of these times we wish you could go on the field and show. Look at this great crowd, and they have been entertained by the Louisville Cardinals tonight.
Fantastic. As even on the berm, far side under that big screen. Some really, really special place here in Louisville, the Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium. We'll talk to both of them here in a little bit. Climbing the ladder, looking for number 5 there was Daniel Keller. All the attacking players scoring. Why not a center back?
We talked about Daniel Keller, and he's not that big, but he has great jumping ability. He showed it on that situation, going up above Heidema, who was back defending, and Keller's a tough match for a forward getting back to defend. It's Keller again coming forward to win that header. He's very good in the air.
Richard, how good is this Louisville team?
Oh, they're awfully good tonight, Dean. They're really on their game, and as Kenny Lola pointed out, they've done everything well. They just weren't finishing, but somehow they've found the art. We expected it to be Velasco, but it's been players who haven't been counted on to score. Ben Strong coming through, and Tim Kubel coming forward, and they're the kind of team you can't make mistakes against, and Duke's just made too many.
It's all Louisville. Really, from the first 5 minutes on, it's been the Cardinals show. Haitama showing a little bit of energy here. Ibobise, that's Mosley rather. Ibobise was in front of him. Eggleston will get it. We'll drop it to Davis with pressure from Strong. Coleman to Grafenreich. Vitalis. Campbell. Velasco goes down. Let's see if they'll call that. See if they'll come back to it. I think they might.
He's a marked man, Ricardo Velasco. He's very, very clever, and he doesn't overuse the ball. He's a great leader, even though he's only a junior. He's one of Ken Lola's captains, and Ken Lola may be looking to sub for him any time now. Why run the risk of injury to the guy that's really your most dynamic player in the attack? And Jack Coleman talking about the merits of that situation. He's been a good, steady player for Duke throughout his career. Played 1 year at Indiana, come over, been a valuable utility man. They started him today to provide some defense, but the back four has just been very inconsistent for Duke.
Kept the clock running during that little talk, and that'll happen when you're up 4-0, less concerned about the value of time.
You asked me, Dean, before, if I'm behind 4-0, I'm actually running the clock to keep it going. Of course, that never happened, though, in my coaching career.
Never. Coleman. Tell you what, they don't make them any better than John Kerr and Coach Brady as well, so I definitely feel bad for him here. It's just really everything going Louisville's way. Let's see, though. Duke could pull one back here off of Keller. Eggleston will fight, and Ball will clean it up. Youth clubs and players want to be noticed by the top college programs, and the NSCAA can help. Through its partnership with Elite Tournaments, the NSCAA College Showcase connects you with college coaches so you can show off your talents. Clubs, players, and college coaches can find out more at nsca.com/events. Here comes Louisville. Kubel will drop it to Brody. Mosley.
Great play by Louis Barra. Nothing spectacular, won't be in the box score. He just springs in the attack with good, steady, simple play in the midfield.
Tracking back, Brian White able to knock it out of bounds.
Substitution for Duke. Number 25, Cody Brady replaces number 18 and Eggleston. And for Louisville, number 12.
Matt Eggleston will come out. And Louisville also making some changes.
Cody Brinkman on for Nat Eggleston. He never really found his game, the senior. He's been a valuable player for Duke throughout his career. Sometimes has played in the back, and it might be a possibility as they go forward, maybe moving Eggleston in the back and Mathers in the midfield.
Coleman Davis. Another turnover from White. Brody.
A few mistakes by Louis Barra and his teammate Rami Hernandez covers for him. Great combination play and great understanding here at Louisville.
Ken Lola. Might be a good opportunity for him as this game goes on to also play some players that haven't played as much. We'll see if that happens. Velasco, pretty good ball inside. Vitalis got it started with the first goal, looking to get Brody. Brody will run it down, looking for a black jersey. Hernandez! 5-0 Louisville!
That's the 5th goal in the game. It's not going to decide anything, but I want people to remember this. But because of number 7, Andrew Brody, might as well just given up on it. He doesn't. What a play to stay with it. And he sets up Hernandez with a perfect ball that he slots into the far post. Great finishing by Hernandez. He had a great day in the midfield. But what a play by Andrew Brody. You're going to see and you're going to hear more about Andrew Brody in the college game and the next level in the years ahead.
Wow, 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 and wow. There's 5 of them, and there's going to be more here at this beautiful stadium.
Let's maybe, for Duke's sake, hope not all tonight, but 3 games with 1 goal, and they just explode. They're too good a team to be denied, and Velasco hasn't got any of it. He'll score a few before the season's over as well. This is Jerry Ramirez, who's come on at left back. I think Shane Campbell's fine night is done, and they just keep coming. Dean, you mentioned before Duke, and this is a tough night for them, but they will bounce back. And again, John Kerr understands the Duke tradition as well as anybody. He played with some great players, not just Ken Lola, but Mike Jeffries, Tom Kane, Bobby Jenkins, Kelly Weddock. They're part of a national championship, and John Kerr knows this as well as anybody. He continues to have confidence in his young Duke team. They'll do just fine.
It's 5-0 here at the beautiful Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium, Louisville, Kentucky. Ken Lola's boys up and down the field. They have been incredible, and Louisville looking for more. Brody with an overlapping run from Louisville. Louisville down near the end line, and that'll go out of bounds, and a perfect opportunity. We told you they were here. Dr. Mark Lynn and his wonderful wife Cindy. 5-0. Now here's the deal, Dr. Mark. I've been calling college soccer for 15 years. This place is without question the nicest place I've called a college soccer game.
Thank you very much. We're just honored to be a little piece of this. This is, you know, we weren't big into soccer before we got started, but we're certainly big into it now.
So impressive, and of course, Cindy, you and your family a key part of the fundraising effort for this terrific soccer facility at Louisville. What motivated you and your husband to donate to the construction of Lynn Stadium?
Well, we'd been thinking for a while that, you know, whatever they needed the money for, whatever needed to do for University of Louisville, that we'd be glad to donate the money. And so they asked about the soccer stadium. We said, sure, whatever needs to be done to make the college better, or the athletes to have a great place to be able to play, that's what we decided we'd do. So that's what we did. We donated to the soccer stadium.
Well, you moved me, for one, let alone all these people. And Dr. Mark Lynn, people around the University of Louisville are very familiar with your support of Cardinal athletics. When did your love for Louisville begin?
You know, we moved back to Louisville in 1985 when I got out of school, and it became a reality that Louisville was going to be part of our life until time was done for us. And All 4 of our kids went to University of Louisville. All 4 of their spouses went to University of Louisville. So it's just a natural fit for us. It really couldn't be any better.
Of course, you're the owner of a very successful business operating more than 55 Vision Works located in 5 states. As that one will go out of bounds, it'll be a corner kick for Louisville. What led you into the world of optometry, and did you ever imagine it would allow you to do the things you're doing in this community?
Never in a million years. Optometry is sort of funny. I knew I was going to be an optometrist since I was in 4th grade. I wore glasses at a very young age, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. As a very lucky child, I guess, because I knew the direction I wanted to head. But then I had an undergrad training in engineering, physics, computer science, so I'm a little bit of a misnomer, but never once dreamed we'd be able to do what we do, but we've been very blessed. Good Lord's taking good care of us, and you know, for everyone out there, whatever you can do to give back a little bit, do it, because it comes back to you.
Goosebumps right now. Again, you know, I love college soccer. You have no idea how you move people like us that love this sport so much to be here. It really is amazing, and for you to talk about giving back like that, thank you so much. Obviously, it's a special time for the University of Louisville and its soccer program with the move into the ACC and the opening of this wonderful Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium. Where do you see the University of Louisville going next in soccer and all of its other sports endeavors?
Well, if you look at all the sports on campus, all the what they call the Olympic sports, we're actually doing very well. I think last year every sport on campus was ranked, and that's just really unheard of. We had the Year of the Cardinal, that we like to call it, where, you know, bowl games, the World Series in baseball, both men's and women's basketball teams were there. The men's soccer team, you know, was battling for the championships. The conference championships in lacrosse and field hockey. Both men's and women's swim teams pulled off their championships. So, you know, the sky's unlimited. We have a wonderful athletic director, wonderful leaders at our university, and they basically go out and get the best coaches you can find and tell them get the best athletes you can find, and that's what we do.
All right, we've got a great crew here, Cindy, so they're going to flash up an attendance here, but wait, could be 6-0. Goalkeeper's out, makes a great save, or it would be 6-0 Louisville, and as that one rolls out of bounds, let's see the attendance here, folks. A big save for Duke. There we are, almost 4,000. Cindy Lynn, how about that number?
Great. Very, very good number. Of course, we'd like to see more, but we'll take it. It's wonderful.
On top of the football team played at Virginia today, so we got a lot of our crew not even in the state. So that's an amazing number to me. I think it's awesome.
That's right, Louisville up in Virginia. We won't talk about that football game. Louisville trying to finish it. So listen. On behalf of Rob Keogh from the NSCAA and everybody involved in college soccer, I speak for them when I say thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're more than welcome. It's just our honor and our privilege to do what we can do and to be a part of what we now know is a very wonderful sport. So.
Cindy, thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Wow, incredible people, and really enjoyed spending some time with them. Are you kidding me?
People like that are responsible for an incredible facility like this.
5-0 Louisville in the house that Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn built. And I tell you, you got to love Cindy Lynn. She's like, I want more. Velasco wants more. Can he get it? Mathers comes forward. And they'll wave it off. I like that non-call. The fans don't like it here, though.
They'd like to get even more. They're bloodthirsty here in this stadium, and that was a good recovery by Mathers. It may or may not have been a foul, but Velasco has done a lot of good work, and he'll have his moments. But today, while the interview is going on, Ben Strong almost got a hat trick. He narrowly missed as he had in the first half, and it was quite a performance by Louisville. Stunning.
Davis, right side. So Richard, here's the deal with the score 5-0. I mentioned Rob Keogh, the director of college services for the NSCAA. NSCAA TV only in their second year. Louisville looking for more. All right, we've already had incredible games. On Tuesday, we have William and Mary in North Carolina, a team that could win the national championship. On Thursday, we go to Connecticut for UConn Florida State women. Hey, the Seminoles were in the championship game a year ago. And then on Saturday, it'll be 15,000 plus for UCSB UCLA. How about the job Rob Kehoe's done putting those games together?
Well, what a magnificent schedule it is, and just some great games in great venues. And again, the schedule's a well-chosen one. A lot of variety, some of the top women's programs, the top men's programs, some emerging programs, and college soccer is just exploding, Dean. You know that as well as anybody.
"15 minutes left approximately here. 5-0 Louisville as Ken Lola facing his alma mater. Rendon into the game as we were talking to Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn. Of course, Duke emptying its bench. We'll try to get you caught up on who's on the field. Mathers is still on there, as well as Jack Cope. Played in the middle there to number 16, Jimmy Dahl. Here's a player who played a lot last year.
Jimmy Dahl is a player out of the D.C. area. He was a very brilliant player at his club level at Potomac and Bethesda Chevy Chase High School. Played a lot as a freshman. Has hardly played at all this year as a sophomore. And what John Kerr's done now, he's taken some of these players off, some of the guys relying on, and brought on players like Rendon and Jimmy Dahl and Bryson Asher and these players. And this is a chance for them to show what they can do. Come on, get an opportunity and make the most of it.
Chuck gives it a go there, but not on frame.
If you want to play, go in and show the coach what you can do when the lights are on. And a lot of times you look at players like this and you see how they respond when there's adversity. There's always going to be adversity. You want the players that are going to stick it out, give you the best effort even when they're not playing very much or when the team's down at the size of the amount as tonight. Couple fine players coming off who did a lot of work. Velasco's not been on the scoreboard, but has done a great job up top. And Hernandez, who got a well-deserved goal after all his hard work in the midfield.
Ball. Having a ball here tonight with Louisville. Cardinals looking for more. Brody also got some votes from me anyway for player of the game. He's been very good, but hard to overlook Ben Strong with a couple goals here for the 5, Richard.
He's not been a big scorer in his college career, but this may be a difference maker. Ben Strong getting 2 goals, almost getting a couple more. It's got to do wonders for his confidence.
Transfer from Virginia Tech. Missed last year as Virginia Tech did not grant his release, so that is tough to hold out that long, as now Louisville will also empty their bench.
He just wanted that challenge. I said before, Dean, his father was a brilliant player at James Madison. That's why he ends up, even though he lives now in New Jersey, why he'd end up at a Virginia school. But he felt he wasn't being challenged, and he wanted to compete at the highest level possible and get a chance to play Virginia Tech, won't he, a little bit later in the season with a new ACC member, Louisville.
Substitution for Duke. Number 23, Soviet Camp.
All right, now the benches will be emptied here.
Substitution for Louisville.
That looks like Ben Strong will get his goal. He's coming off, and again, Dallas and Brody, and this is what you want to do, give your players a chance to play.
Number 19, Ivan Gutierrez replaces number 7. Coleman
feeling some pressure. Louisville subs, trying to make it happen. It stays in bounds, squared across. As running that down was Papi Diouf, the freshman from Senegal.
And Ken Lola trying to give all these players an opportunity here. And one thing about this is you play again, as these teams might play again conceivably in the ACC tournament, and gives incentive for Duke to want to make amends, and Louisville could be a bit overconfident if they play Duke again.
One in the middle by Louisville, as the second 11 for Kenny Lola look impressive as well, as he'll also try to get Jeremy DeGraffenwright right in there. Of course, his brother Michael, a regular starter here for Louisville.
He's been very steady alongside Daniel Keller and Jeremy DeGraffenwright, another player, twin brother. He was a redshirt last year out of that Baltimore area. He plays in the back and also in the defensive midfield.
Substitution for Louisville. Number 13, Jeremy DeGraffenwright, replaces number 22, Tim Cabell.
Another fine player coming off is Tim Cabell, who just had a great game setting the tone, got with his forays forward into the attack from his right back position early in the game.
9 minutes left.
See that Duke has brought back Heidema, Brody Heidema, the sophomore, and Ebba Bisi, the freshman, back in. Let's see if they can get a little valuable experience here. These young men can be very good players, and there have been some good ones here under John Kerr. Players like Cole Grossman, Darius Barnes, Andrew Wenger, who have played under John Kerr and gone on to MLS. This young freshman class could achieve that level someday, and they need not to lose confidence. This is just one game. It's 5-0. It's one-sided game, but only counts as one loss. If they learn from it, they can really grow and get better after this.
Here's Kim, sophomore, pushed off the ball by Sawyer Edwards. Diouf. Good effort by Nolan Moore. You've got players off the bench here for Louisville trying to impress Ken Lola.
Got a pretty tough act to follow, Dean. It has been impressive from the start of the game, and they haven't let up at all.
Diouf in the middle of the park. DeGraffenwright now on the field with his brother Michael and Jeremy. And here's Jeremy. Ooh, and Jeremy gives it away. Diouf not on the same page.
You're going to have some confusion with new players in the game like this, but what Ken Lowell has done is kept the defense intact. They want that shutout.
Eagle Bise now playing up top.
5-0 means a lot more to Louisville than 5-1. A lot more, and Ball wants to get the shutout, and they've done very well. You see Keller and is still in the game, and they've got Ramirez in the game. He's been a starter most of his career, so they're not taking the foot off the pedal. They want to make sure they secure this shutout, and it's goalkeepers love keeping the other team entirely off the board. Look look at that competitiveness by Ramirez. Started at left back last year and had a bit of an injury. Lost his job to Shane Campbell, but he's ready whenever they need him, and you got to have depth in the demands of competitive college soccer.
Duke will switch fields, at least try to, but once again, Louisville was ready for the challenge. There's Jeremy DeGraffenreich right now playing more central. Jerry Ramirez, number 12. And he'll play it back to Daniel Keller, who stays in the game, along with his center back, Michael DeGraffenreich.
Michael DeGraffenreich's speed is his main asset. He hasn't had to use it too much today.
Flag is up. The flag is up as we have 5 minutes left in this one, and Duke and John Kerr, along with Michael Brady, Mike Miller, Noah McConnon, continue to go to their bench, trying to get in. Jared Galistani and number 13, Noah Snyder, should get some minutes here now.
A little surprised that Galistani hasn't come on earlier. He's a very versatile player. He's a sub in the back, but he also gives a physical presence up top, and he could be effective in that role for Duke before the season's over.
Looking around college soccer, of course, Rutgers and Maryland now in the Big Ten. Got ACC soccer here. Maryland moving over. Some could say the Big Ten now on par with the ACC. Maybe, I mean, I'll tell you what, it's neck and neck. Two great conferences, Richard.
Well, it sure is. You lose Maryland, and they're going to be a powerful team to contend with, although they barely got a tie against Michigan in the Big Ten. They're going to be a force there, but you replace them with teams like Notre Dame and Louisville. So the ACC is not hurting.
Back across again. Indeed, both those conferences, power conferences. Delighted to have ACC men's soccer here on NSCA TV. Speaking of ACC, Florida State Seminoles will take on Connecticut in women's soccer Thursday on NSCA TV. And the North Carolina Tar Heels will be at William and Mary. Chris Norris and the Tribe Tuesday. It's Carlos Samuano and the Tar Heels.
The Tribe, William and Mary, is always a tough out. They always play teams tough. They're a very difficult team to beat.
Ball, let that one roll out of bounds, and 3 minutes left here. Okay, Richard, here's the deal. You drive up to this place and you're like, whoa, are you serious? And then you get out, and then Ken Lola greets you at the door and gives you a tour, and then you walk out the tunnel and look around, and then the fans start coming in, and then the goals start coming in, and pretty impressive performance from Louisville.
Well, the whole place is impressive, but as you say, Dean, the most impressive thing at all has been the performance of this Louisville team. It's taken them a while to get their offense in gear, but they certainly have tonight, and they've showed Duke no mercy. And if they continue to score like this, they are a legitimate contender for the national championship.
You heard it here first. Dr. Richard Broad.
Not to say there aren't a few other teams they've got to beat first, but playing like this, and it's been a real team effort all the way. I mean, unselfish, simple, but intelligent play by the Cardinals all night long.
Under 2 minutes. Can almost promise you as well as this one somehow stays in bounds. And I feel very sure of this, Richard, that a month from now you'll look back and this game will be forgotten by Duke, and they will have some impressive three-point wins on their docket.
Dean, the important thing to realize if you're Duke, and these are smart young men from Duke, it's just one game. It could be 5-0, it could be 1-0, it could be 15-0. It's one game, and if they play Louisville again later in the season when they have some maturity, Ken Lola has his work cut out for him to convince his players it's not going to be this easy next time. Duke is going to get better. They have a good tradition. They have a good coaching staff. John Kerr did well at Harvard when he's there, and he can do just as well at Duke.
Ball wants that shutout. Duke has a chance to get one back, and ball came out of nowhere to handle it and bring it in.
Been better off if he'd held the first one, but Joakim Ball has to feel good about this. That probably clinches the shutout. That save there.
Final 15 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Ken, Lola, and Louisville, welcome to the ACC. You just beat Duke 5-0.
Louisville 5, Duke 0.
Very, very impressive performance by the Cardinals tonight. And they have shown that they are a top 10 team, and what a way to start off in the ACC.
I want to remind everybody as well about the NSCAA convention. It is January 14th through 18th, 2015. You can register now at nscaa.com/convention. And talk about registering. Ben Strong with a strong performance tonight. Ben, incredible fans, incredible performance.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really awesome atmosphere. We talked about, making hard runs into the box and just putting ourselves in good spots to score goals, and that's what we did today.
Hey, Ben, it's Richard brought up here. I had the pleasure, I'm not sure it was a pleasure at the time, of coaching against your dad, Carl, when I was at George Mason. He was at James Madison. He was a heck of a player. And, after tonight, maybe you've got the bragging rights in the Strong family.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I learned a lot from my dad, so, yeah.
How about the job Ken Lola has done here at Louisville? How much you like playing for him, Ben?
Oh, it's amazing. It's just amazing atmosphere every day. It's so competitive and so professional.
Tell us about your 2 goals.
Like I said before, I just put myself in some good spots, and luckily I had great teammates to find me the ball.
All right, Ben, congratulations. Enjoy it, okay?
Thank you very much.
Louisville wins it 5-0. Richard Broad, your final thoughts.
I think this man is doing a tremendous job. He and his assistant, Mario Sanchez, have got a real power here. There's reasons why you come to Louisville. The stadium, the professional atmosphere, everything created by Ken Lola. Impressive performance indeed by his team, the Cardinals.
For Rob Kehoe from the NSCAA, our producer is Josh Littlejohn, Brent Lancaster directing. On replay, it's Pete Loomis. Your cameras, Al Hughes and Sam Baldwin, Paul Weller, Kobe Holmes, engineer Ryan Webb. My broadcast partner is Richard Broad. I am Dean Linke, and Ben Strong has delivered as Louisville knocks off Duke to begin ACC play. And the train is charging here in Louisville. They win it 5-0. You saw it all right here on NSCAA TV.